Ladies, gents, friends, good evening. Papa Smoke here, back again for another video. So this time I'm going to cover a topic that's been asked for by a few clients, few followers, fans and friends, and that's possession. Okay, so right off the bat we're going to go into something controversial, and I'm going to put something out there that may lose me a few friends, might give me a bit of hate, but hey, it's the truth, so here we go. 9 out of 10 people that say they have been fully possessed and can remember it, especially enough to write a few pages, maybe even a book on it, not naming any names in particular or even meaning anyone in particular, are not correct. They're either incorrect, they're crazy, they're exaggerating, or they're lying. Reason being, I know from being possessed by myself, by a luau, and I know from the people that I've learnt from, and I know from understanding how the spiritual, scientific aspect of it works, that you do not remember being possessed. Not fully. Your conscious and subconscious are suppressed. You are not in control of yourself on any level or any plane at all. To look at it in terms of an analogy, somebody has pushed stop on your video, taken it out of the VCR, put somebody else's video in and pushed record, if you look at it from that perspective. So 9 out of 10 people that say they have been possessed and can fully remember it haven't and aren't and can't. There is that 1 out of 10, that 1%, where the spirit has allowed them to remember this and has implanted those memories or left them behind or imprinted them through some means I'm not aware of myself, but can do it, in their mind. In some instances this happens in Vodou, where people will petition a luau and work with a luau to achieve a specific goal. They might be this close, and it might piss the luau off that it's taking so long and they keep getting this close. So the luau might do what psychic mediums refer to as jumping them, getting inside them, finishing a job for them, getting out of them, pretty much. But what it does is leaves behind the memory. So it'll get in you, do the job for you, leave behind the memory that you need, not everything it did or said or whatever, just the memory of what you need, and then it'll jump out. And then it may give you flashbacks and dreams as well, to like push you in the right direction. So usually when people are possessed properly, they'll only remember it through flashbacks and dreams, if at all. And again, that's implanted by the spirits and drip fed to them over a period of time. It's not something where they get possessed and they're like, boom, wow, I remember everything, let's write War and Peace on it. No, not if you've been fully possessed. Partially possessed, yes. Or even channeling, yes. Because channeling, you're still kind of subconsciously aware of yourself and your higher self, and you've still got your guides and guardians around you and things like that. And you're not particularly possessed, you're just an open channel. Whereas possessed, when your consciousness and subconsciousness has been suppressed and something else is now in control, and you're not you anymore. Your face even changes. No, you don't remember that. You're told by other practitioners what you did, what came out of your mouth, what happened, etc. But you don't remember it and write a book on it. No you don't. So that's that. That's the controversial side done. That's the thing where people are going to hate bomb me and stuff, so that's that done. So the next thing, let's look at possession in Vodou, because possession in Vodou doesn't appear to work like possession in other crafts. So, possession in Vodou is quite strange in the way that the luau themselves will possess a whole area. So when they come down to a fete, they will possess everybody in that fete, except the staff members that have got specific scarves on in a specific colour, and it depends on on who the luau is to what colour they use. And that have been grounded in a specific way by the lead Hungan or Mambo Asagwe. They've got staff there that basically have these kind of things in place because it's kind of a big sign that says to the luau, no thank you. And the reason they've got the no thank you sign on is it's their responsibility to look after the congregation, to make sure nobody gets hurt, to make sure everyone's exercised and everything at the end of it. And exorcisms in Vodou are completely different as well. usually taking place by covering the person's head and muttering some words at them in Creole, respectfully and politely asking the spirit to depart, not demanding in the name of some Abrahamic deity that they leave, and not basically telling them the ritual's done. No. It's kind of like, in an English version, maybe put the bag on the head and say, thank you for coming and joining us and blessing us in this ritual. We're now done with the ritual, you can depart when you're ready. And then that person would be taken to a special place where they'd be let rest and ground and chill. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Other than the different sort of like stages, because we've got mounting, which I haven't seen in the black magic thing. Mounting is where the spirit starts to, as psychic mediums call it, jump you. It steps in and it takes control. You'll convulse. If you've got a full stomach, you'll vomit. And even some spirits, such as Kafu, for example, and Agwe, have been known to have violent possessions that are violent in convulsions, that people have accidentally died. So that's something to take into mind. These are not minor spirits of the Goetia. These are not scalded jinn. These are literally above the powers of the forces of nature, I'd easily say. And the way that they take control of you, once they've taken control of you, is known as mounting, like I said. Now, once a person has calmed down, once the convulsions and the vomiting has stopped and the loa is in control, they are being what is known as ridden. Here, there is a lot of controversy and scamming. A lot of people online will jump around like idiots. The spirit says you'll pay me $10,000. No, this is not a possession. This is not them calling to the spirit. This is them playing some fucking drum music and dancing to you for $10,000. You're paying somebody to dance badly and mumble rubbish for $10,000. Yeah? For example, in a true possession, the example of the Gede Lords, the spirit will gyrate there, I can't do it on camera, will gyrate their crotch quite suggestively, because the Gede are quite a sexual current, sexual energy. Sometimes can be quite crass and rude in the way that they speak, and some of them prefer to speak primarily in Creole. Not jumping around telling you in perfect English, the spirit says in order to do this you need to pay this man $10,000. Or, I am the spirit, pay me $10,000. No, that's a scam. People possessed by Dambala Wedo, for example, can't stand while they're possessed. They snake about the floor on their belly with their legs locked together like a tail. Because a serpent doesn't stand and a serpent doesn't have legs. They don't speak with their mouth because a serpent doesn't speak with its mouth. People possessed by the Grand Bois will drink their rum in their ear, and I guarantee you not a drop spills down their face. These are examples of true possessions, not examples of people pretending to be possessed and then writing a book on it or filming a video on it, or people jumping around for your benefit on camera telling you to pay them $10,000 because they are the spirit. So this is something else for you to consider, the fuckery and the scams. So when somebody's actually been ridden by the Loa, all that fuckery and all that scams isn't there. I saw an example of a little girl possessed by a Zuli Fleda. She didn't move at all. Oh, actually, I lie. A little bit. She moved her hand. She was literally laid on the floor. Probably couldn't cope with the magnitude of energy in such a young body. She was literally laid on the floor and people were having to come and crouch down to her for blessings. And all she did was stroke their face. But because she had the essence of the Loa inside her, she was able to bless them. So you see, you got to shed your preconceptions in order not to be scammed with this kind of thing. And you need to be really careful when dealing with possessions and inviting possessions from any pantheon or any spirit. You either need to know how to exercise yourself, or at least know an exorcist. Yeah, that is capable of respectfully connecting with the spirit, getting them to leave. In a respectful and amicable manner, of course, especially when dealing with the Loa. You need people there to make sure things don't go wrong, and we'll cover what happens when they do in just a moment. And you'll never perfectly remember it enough to write even a page, never mind a book, so don't pay too much attention to people that go into that level of detail. And don't feel too disheartened if attempts at magical work you have done don't measure up to the results these kind of people report, because a lot of it is exaggeration and over-embellishment anyway, so don't worry about it. So, let's look at my experiences with possession. I'm going to tell you about one. I don't give a fuck if you believe me or not, because it happened. A while ago, I went missing for about 8 hours. What happened is, during my pathworks, not just with Vodou, but with the demonic kings, especially the Draconian current, and another working I did that involved putting out my holy light, something came up that I had inhabiting me a conscious manifestation of negative psychic energies that had built up my whole life. I've not exactly lived a clean and savoury life for a lot of it. I've had to do a lot of edgy things, because it was like on the streets at 14 and that, so, and obviously the things leading up to that generated a lot of negativity, and a lot of things after that generated a lot of negativity as well. So with my abilities and with all the negativity that came, it basically turned into one big fuck off nasty self-aware conjure. Almost like I'd inadvertently conjured one hell of a masochistic servitor that's mission was to hold me back and destroy my life. So yeah, we identified this and we were going to exercise it and petition my Mettek Metkafu to remove it from me and consume it. Now, it became aware of this. Well, it was already aware of it from the second I was aware of it, with it inhabiting me and possessing me without even me knowing. And I don't know what happened after that. Just 3 or 4 bottles of rum later, apparently. Well, the thing, I mean, I'm a little man, right? One large bottle of rum usually sets me on my backside. Do you know what I mean? Even when I'm pouring it out and filling glasses up for the lower, one 70 centilitre bottle of rum will usually set me on my backside, yeah? This were like 3 or 4. I got drunk, I went out, I got drunk again, I got drunk again, I got drunk again. I don't remember what I did, or what I said, or where I was for these 5 hours. People were out looking for me for miles, and they couldn't find me. All I remember is I woke up on a farmer's back road called the Ash Path, which is a little grit track, with my legs feeling like I'd been run over a few times, to be honest with you. They hurt like hell. And then the next thing I remember, I was standing in my bedroom doorway with Vicky yelling at me, "Where have you been? Where have you been? We've been so worried about you," and blubbering and crying. And then the sickness came and I threw up in the toilet and all the rum came out. And yeah, we did, the mambo that was training me at the time, we did a lesson through my Mettek Metkafu, and it transpired that this particular negative conscious manifestation had not wanted to go quietly, and had decided to take me walkabout and do whatever it could do to get me away from the situation where we were going to petition Carfu to destroy it and eat it. What had happened is the thing had blown through that much of my money and drunk that much bloody rum that my physical body literally couldn't handle it anymore, I think. And even though I was possessed, my body was just like, fuck this shit, and it knocked me out. And I think that spirit somehow lost its grasp, because in the lesson it turned out the spirit that took me home was indeed my Mettek Carfu himself. Probably saved my life that day. And it's a bit strange, because the place I woke up, it was on a crossroads, which is quite strange. It's quite eerie. I get chills up my spine just thinking about it now. Now I don't care who believes this. I don't care who says it's fuckery. It happened. It were all over Facebook when you were looking for me that I was missing. So yeah, that's the experience I've had with possession. Very limited memories. Very limited memories. I did get a positive outcome from it. The spirit that did it was extremely powerful. I threw up lots afterwards, but that could have just been down to the rum as well. But it was quite a profound experience, but at the same time, it was quite eerie in the way that you're like, something got a hold of me that I couldn't control, that meant me harm, and it took something greater getting a hold of me in order to stop it, and there was nothing I could do in that whole period. I wasn't in control from the whole period of the negative entity having hold of me to my mate saving my ass. Like I said, you know how patchy the stories I just told you. Literally have no memories of it. So yeah, these are the kind of real things that go on. You don't just sit here in front of some candles and utter an incantation and have a pen and pad ready, and then all of a sudden you're possessed, and then you're writing it all down and you've got War and Peace, and all of a sudden you've got like a book and 10 pages in the next book, and no, don't happen like that, don't happen like that. I know, because I've been truly possessed. So anyways, I'm going to lock this off now. I hope you find this video interesting, and if you don't agree with it, all I ask is please don't troll it. Good night, have a good one. And as always, don't do anything I won't do. I Bobo, Ashe. Much love, brothers and sisters. Night night, my friends.